I'm pleased to be joined by one of the City Hall's favorite sons, Andrew Gast-Bray, our Planning and Zoning Director. And he's going to catch us up to speed about what we're doing in planning with regard to villages. And it's an interesting word, and I'd like to have him get into that a little bit in our show today, concentrating on villages.
Well, thank you. If you don't mind, Greg, I have some show and tell.
All right, let's see it.
We're doing a lot of things in the city, and so in order to do our planning right, we have to make sure that this all works together. And so this is sort of a diagram that we'll show on the large screen so you could see it a little bit more in detail. And I will continue to talk about it and then be able to show you on the screen in front of me. This is all on the website, on the city's website, on the planning page and walkabouts, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. But we want to show everybody how all of our different efforts coordinate. So we have a long-range multimodal transportation plan, which is not focused exclusively on moving cars. It's focused on moving people to places. And so we've organized Lebanon in terms of places, which these places, which you see there are 9 of them, we're calling villages. And just is a convenience because each village might have a couple neighborhoods, for instance. So we're trying to basically design our places to serve all the needs of our citizens, both where they work and where they live and where they play. So in order to do that, we have to have safe routes to play. So that's another one of our efforts going around the city. We have to connect our villages so that they work better together. We have to light the way between those, and so that's part of another plan that we've got going on, which is our street lighting program, where we're redesigning it to be more efficient and better lighting and save us money. And we're working on our mixed use, where at the centers of each of these villages we want to have, they're maybe not to the same scale, but we want to have everybody able to maybe pick up a gallon of milk on their way home, or maybe they'll have a little corner store or a little restaurant, or it could be a more vivacious place like downtown Lebanon, where we might have a lot of things going on right in the downtown, accessible to everyone.
That's very nice, very nice. You know, the villages, and you can provide more, maybe any more detail on the overviews we're involved with, but the idea of place, you know, the villages being a place. And when I see a village, I think of a place where it's a rather natural place. It's rather natural. It meets all the needs. You know, it'll make the physical needs, the emotional needs, the spiritual needs, and you know, the economic needs, and the learning needs. And that if you could have a village like that, we once upon a time in the hypothetical, there was villages, and so I think what you're talking about has a remarkable relationship to the natural setting of things, the natural bent of things. So I like that aspect of what you described. Would you like to detail so many more of the items there with regard to your efforts?
Absolutely. In fact, as you look at the nature of nature, it actually plays a huge role in our villages. I mean, it's something that we all value here in Lebanon, the ability that within just a couple minutes we can walk and see a really great green space, maybe a great place to play, and we have a huge amount of natural wildlife, which keeps this place interesting enough to keep our young people really engaged and staying here, whereas in many places of the country the young people are leaving in huge droves because the place isn't cool enough or a place that they want to be. And fortunately we have not lost that opportunity, and we're trying to engage with people of all ages, children of all ages, all the way up to 92 and beyond, to enjoy our place and to have a complete place, and one that works for us when we're very little and very old and everything in between. And that's really important. So these complete places. And in order to hear about what needs to be in each of those places, we have village walkabouts. And so in each of the little 9 villages, we're trying to go village to village to talk about with the residents, say, here are the things we'd like to achieve, and here are the places we hope to go, and here's how we would like to get there, and have you thought about this? And then we try to put those all and make them fit well together so that you don't have one thing, oh yes, we've made this really nice and green, but now we can't get anywhere, or boy, you know, in order to get this transportation in, we'd had to kill all the moose and bear to make that happen, which would be a shame. So we look forward to going, in fact, through all of our villages in town and talk with the neighbors and see what they think. In fact, our next one is kind of exciting.
Great. Tell us about the next one. I was looking, it's on our website, the Mechanic Street Walkabout.
Well, Mechanic Street's an exciting place. It has an interchange off the highway all of its own, and the street is about, we hope, well, is being planned and engineered now to be redone. So this is a great opportunity for us to get the street and the place as right as we can. We don't often have the ability to redesign the core street at the same time that we're looking at all these other factors. And so we're talking about connecting the Greenway with Mechanic Street and have Mechanic Street be designed to help support a retail and commercial interests that are trying to redevelop the street. Right now it's got a lot of land that could be redeveloped in more prosperous designs and more in synergy to kind of create those places that people have said we want more mixed use, we want more infill, we want a more vivacious, economically vital city. This is a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there. I of course travel Mechanics a round trip every day because I live off Mechanic Street and I work off Mechanic Street. It ends up in West Lebanon, that's where I live, and I end up downtown, of course. So this opportunity, if you travel Mechanic Street, if you have a business on Mechanic Street, or you have a business just, you know, if you think you're in the entry area to mechanics, you should be involved in this. If you have particular enterprises where you have to traverse it for various purposes, think about that. I mean, it's a pathway between the two areas. I think it's a very important factor in our future in Lebanon, is to create really the unity of our community between the pathway that lies between Lebanon and West Lebanon on mechanics. So again, where it's going to be and when is it going to be? It's going to be on Tuesday, September 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. It is graciously hosted by the Carter Country Club, the golf course there on Mechanic Street at the clubhouse. And they have a beautiful historic facility that they're making available to the city and to the residents to kind of gather and express their thoughts about what they'd like it to become. I think we have an image that kind of indicates where that is in Mechanic Street, just off Mechanic Street, not too far from exit 19. And there's a driveway right off of Mechanic Street, and you can hopefully see the arrow that points to where the clubhouse is. You can see it from Mechanic Street, which will be nice because they'll actually be overlooking Mechanic Street, which is being redone, so they can talk more effectively about some of the changes that. And it's going to be Tuesday, September 10th, at 4 to 6. Is that correct now?
Correct.
I believe it is. So it's a cool place to be that day. I invite you to join Andrew and I, and please come to it. I think you'll find it interesting. We'll be coming to a village near you, and if you don't know what village you're in, think about what your village should be. What do you think the village should be? Because you need to get ready, because we're going to be coming to all the villages. So thank you, Andrew. This is going to be another great occasion in Lebanon. Once again, you know, community. Really, you're the persons we serve. Your community members, whether you're a resident or a business person in our community. We want to listen. We want to hear. We want to hear your ideas. So please join us on our villages that are going to be before you soon. Thank you.